Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we have begun proper preparations for attacking the League of Non-Aligned Powers. And that will, of course, be... I don't know if we can get it all in one war, but that will, of course, be the final battle, right? Versus the League of Non-Aligned Powers, assuming they don't fall apart. So that's definitely something that we need to be thinking about. This will be coming to an end eventually. We're not quite there yet. But it'll be a little while yet. This trade station requires a job. Can we just repair this dimensional fabricator? Sadly, no. Be nice if we could.
Ever stronger.
I suppose we could upgrade the habitat. I mean, that would be a possibility. But I think for now, all we're going to do is put in a site of revitalization center. There we go. I had a moment of indecision there, but it's all good now. We need an agriculture district here, and I feel like dropping the synthetic crystal plant in favor of a food processing center, and then building an agriculture district. Oh, and upgrading the system capital complex. That'll be fine. This tech world here requires a structure, and that structure would actually be a city district because we're low on housing, but we also need a research lab, so there we go. What else would we want here? Is that all of it? Yep, that's all of it. Okay, sounds good. So we've got these bastions here, right? These star bases are going to be upgraded to bastions. This one we definitely need to get gun, missile, hangar, gun. Did that go? Yes, it did. Beautiful. And then target uplink computer and defense grid supercomputer will be just fine, and then get that upgrading. So that'll now be reclassified as a bastion, which is exactly what we want right now. So that's great. Let's check in on our construction ships. This one isn't doing anything. An important crime boss was removed. Beautiful. We're going to build our mining stations here and then head over to Duranma. Excellent. There is an ocean world, or rather a Gaia world over here that can be colonized, and we'll go ahead and do so. Excellent. This science ship is just chilling here, and actually these guys have eliminated the station that was here, so we don't need to do that. We just need to come in and survey that. So that's absolutely fine. And these guys have finished up over here. So I think we're going to send them over to Thuban. How long will it take them to get there? A little while. I mean, they're going to do that after they've finished up that research station. So that'll take a little bit to get there. That's fine, probably, because we need to wait on the survey anyway. So that should be okay in theory. We're going to combine all of these together for right now. We will split this up into probably... Is this going to be enough to get 4 fleets? The Awoken have joined the League of Non-Aligned Powers. That's fine. We'll see if that's enough to get 4. It's not quite going to be. We should queue a few more armies up. So we're going to queue up a couple more Bilnock clone armies. How many are we actually going to need? I don't know off the top of my head. We'll just do something along the lines of that. That'll do. This Forge world requires a job, and it's an interesting Forge world to be sure. I think we dropped the crystal plant, right? Yeah, we dropped the crystal plant, and we instead put in an alloy foundry. That'll do the trick. This refinery station here, we're going to drop the crystal plant here and put in an alloy foundry. That'll be just fine. Fantastic. Okay. So we do, of course, need to continue work on our star bases. We don't want to cap out our alloys. That would be the absolute worst thing to do right now. So we're just going to upgrade these for right now. Get all of those positioned.
Research complete.
Excellent. We also just finished up some research, and that's enigmatic decoders. So let's go ahead and grab energy weapon attack speed next. That'll be fine. Now, of course, this isn't going to spend down our resources very quickly getting these upgrades, but this is something that does need to happen. So we'll just get that done for now. And then this bastion here. We need to replace this hydroponics bay. That's for sure. And we'll replace that with a communications jammer, and then we will put in a disruption field generator here. And then, of course, we require a pair of ion cannons and maxing out the defense platforms. So that will probably spend the majority of our alloys, if not all of them. Looks like it's going to be pretty much all of them. Yes, that was indeed all of them. Beautiful.
The fleet has been refitted.
This bastion requires some work, yet it looks like. We're building a hangar bay and a communications jammer right now. We are going to need a disruption field generator. We don't have a researcher for engineering, and that is important. So we'll put in this maniacal researcher. That'll be absolutely fine. Okay, now that was the Grumium station that we were just working on. We, at the very least, need a pair of ion cannons. We don't have the alloys right now to max that out, but this bastion here requires a missile battery and a hangar bay, and then we're going to put in a defense grid supercomputer and a communications jammer and upgrade that up to a citadel. 875 feels so cheap because of Fortress Doctrine, that's why. Yeah, that's really cheap. I like it. Okay, so these bastions are pretty much all underway. We're going to need a hangar bay and a gun battery here. And then we'll also need a defense grid supercomputer. So that'll be fine. Okay, looks good. So all of these are in process. Of course, we're not going to have them done for a while. We need a lot more alloys for that to happen. Let's check in on our construction ships real quick. This one is not doing anything, and we're going to build our starbase here, assuming they left with their construction ship. Okay, so we're fine here. We're going to get this built. Beautiful. So next up, we would probably want to come over here, I would think.
A new colony is underway.
I think that would be the way that we'd want to go. So to that end... Visiting entity. Welcome to Wankwort. Of course, Wankwort is over here. We just landed a colony there. Whether this visit is your first or your 100th, we are glad to facilitate your appreciation of the gardens. On behalf of the Auden caretakers, and in accordance with Directive WAPP-715, I ask that you refrain from harsh intrusion upon the biota of planetary designate Wankwort Artem. Failure to comply with our guidelines will diminish the survival odds of all concerned. So, what is this directive? I am the automated custodian of the system designated Wankwort. I represent the interests of the Audon caretakers here and in other systems of the Auron Empire. My role is defined broadly as protector of, and guide to, all you see around you. Directive WAPP-715 curtails the industrialization of Akamor-class worlds, such as designate Zedva Viba Filov. And that is... this Gaia world? Yes. Only you can prevent mass biome extinction. How can we help? Splendid! Guidelines will be delivered to you imminently. In summary, Directive WAPP-715 allows for a responsible, non-destructive use of the Wankwort Gardens. Great importance is attached to preserving these worlds' existing character. However, we do not wish to stifle development within error, Imperial beacon out of range. Requesting urgent monitor division dispatch to coordinates 19C14A05. Failed. Retrying. Failed. Retrying. Okay, so that's going to give us better administrators and not good at industry. Honestly, this is fine. We can designate this as an industrial world perfectly happily. Or not an industrial world, a non-industrial world, as a Unity world. So that'll be just fine. No problem whatsoever there. Now, we do have a lot of Unity stored up at the moment. We'll get our capital up to level 10. And yeah, we can't go higher than that. So next up is Tadaska. Beautiful. So there we go. That's well and good. This forge world requires jobs, easy enough. Alloy mega forges going on in. And we're going to grab Thuban there. We've grabbed basically everything that we can easily over here. And then we're going to go to Duranma. Yeah, this should be cleaning up pretty quickly here. So that's great. Of course, our primary focus at the moment...
Grow ever stronger.
Well, we need to get jobs on this agri world. But our primary focus at the moment is getting our border bastions up and running. So this one is currently switching over. That's great. This urban world here, we're just going to put in a cyto-revitalization center. That will be fine. No problem whatsoever there. What else might we need? Anything? Nope. That's a negative. Okay. So do we have any of these that are not currently converting? Yes is the answer. And we're going to go ahead and get this converting over. Gun, missile, hangar. Gun, missile, hangar. We've got a defense grid supercomputer on here as is, so we're going to need a target uplink computer. We're going to need a communications jammer and a disruption field generator. Sounds good. What about Iriani? Well, that one doesn't actually need to be converted over, so that's fine. Yeah, that's completely okay. Excellent. So the Dontar station is good to go. Demon's Maw should be good to go as well. Well, actually, no, it is not. It's still building its defense grid supercomputer, so we'll give it a moment before we come back to that. But we do need to spend down our alloys. Now, there is a Lemsa station here. I mean, we could spend this down at basically any of these. Yeah, these three are all done. This one, I mean, we need to wait for the defense grid supercomputer to queue up all of these, but we could queue up the rest of them just so that we know where we stand and just work our way down the list. That might be the best bet. Actually, we're probably going to get to 72 here. Yeah, but we know that we're going to need to come back to that. So that should, in theory, be completely fine. Okay, so at 2802 naval cap here, we might dip below our naval cap, or rather above our naval cap slightly, but that's okay. And we're going to build our mining and research stations over here. We're going to head over to Enigma's End. Okay. From there, the question is, can we jump drive to Rastaban? I'm guessing that we can. And how much influence would it actually cost to build this? Quite a lot is the answer. I'm not shocked by that answer, but it is a little sad. But that's fine. Okay, so we're going to finish up Thuban here in a moment. Now, we're not really too eager to defend all of this over here. This citadel is, I guess, fine. This citadel is more important to us. Yeah, we extend our deal, of course. This citadel is less important to us. These two are just flipped. I think it's fine. Otherwise, I suppose we could put in ion cannons. Just a pair of those, of course. We're waiting on a lag tick here. So we'll just get that second one queued up as soon as we can. We are, of course, capped on rare crystals, and that's fine for the moment. Any moment now, Daytick. Any moment now. Oh, we're moving. Okay, fantastic. We don't need 3 ion cannons. We're only going for 2 for right now. And then we're going to spam out these Twilight's Judge-class defense platforms. Beautiful. We finished up one of our constructions, I see. And yeah, we're lacking in the resources, but that's okay. We are going to go ahead and build mining stations in Duranma and then head down to Zerim. Now, that one is also going to be a little ways away, so that's going to cost some extra as well. Cool. So that's just fine. We're going to be finishing up in Thuban shortly. Then, of course, our goal would be to come over here. Everything that's left is going to be costing extra in terms of influence to build. So there's only a few locations left. We want to grab these 4 here, if we can. Order restored on Chapol. That's nice. We want to grab this system, if we can. And we want to grab these 2, if we can. It's a little unclear that we necessarily can grab those, all of them. But we want to try. And at that point, we will have reached our zenith of expansion, I suppose, unless we were to jump drive over to here. We actually can't jump drive there. But you know what we could do? We could just go to Pash and explore the wormhole. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll see what's in there. And this is another system that we could claim. That will require a fair amount of influence to grab all of that, that's for sure. So we have explored this wormhole. Drug cartels are clashing, that's very rude. And we're going to head on over here. There's a psionic entity there, apparently. Yeah. The damp southern horn has encountered a massive being of pure energy in the Hasela system. A veritable vortex of psionic forces, this entity should only be approached with the utmost caution. Bafflingly, the Hasela system itself appears to be entirely devoid of any connection to the subspace hyperlane network. Whether this entity's presence has severed the system's hyperlane connections, or if unexpected subspace fluctuations trapped it here, is unknown. One matter is known, however. The repeating signal we first registered in the Pash system appears to originate from Hasela 2. Okay, so we now know there's a psionic entity there. We're going to send the Diamond Saphite in, although it apparently needs reinforcement, which surprises me. We're going to send it in eventually, and we'll just send it on over. Cool. There's a Gaia world in there, which we'd like to take. We're not really in any rush to do so, though. So this construction ship, once it's done in Thuban, it's going to move over to Enigma's End. Cool. And we're just going to let these couple of destroyers come in. I'm surprised that we were in need of reinforcement, but sure. That's not a big deal. Actually, those are cruisers. What am I talking about? They're going to be done building in 50 days. They'll pop up over here very quickly. This is an extreme number of fleets in this system. Okay, that's good to know. When we fight these guys, it's going to be a lot of little fleets. There's no doubt about it. That's one of the reasons why I want to have our defenses over here ready to go. That's, in fact, a big part of the reason. So this anchorage over here is going to want to be upgraded a little bit further. We're going to put in a pair of other anchorage locations, and we'll also put in a hydroponics bay to help offset some of this food issues that we're seeing. That'll be just fine. I just want to make sure that all of these with open building slots can, or that they already have a hydroponics bay, and it does look like they do. So that's perfect. This bastion here appears to require additional work. For now, we'll just upgrade it to a citadel. Same with all of these over here. We're just going to get those citadel upgrades going for the moment. These are already citadels up over this way, so that's completely fine. Any of these that are not already upgrading? No. Okay. So once these cruisers arrive here, which should be pretty shortly, we'll just head in and see if we can defeat the psionic entity with a single fleet. If we can't, we can always bring in more fleets. It's not a big deal. These bastions require upgrades, and so we will do so.
They wish to speak with us.
I'm sure they do, but we're not going to speak to them. Okay. Star fortresses are continuing to upgrade. And let's get one more here. There we go. Finally. Okay, so there's that done. This one's already queued. Sounds good. And this one is as well. So that should be good. Excellent. We, of course, want to put these alloys into additional constructions. We want to be spending our alloys as quickly as we can. So we're going to come up to this bastion over here, which now has finished up its defense grid supercomputer. So we'll finish off the defense platforms for this. There we go. That one's good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go. Wait a second. Are you missing a defense grid supercomputer? You are. You have a command center. We're going to replace that with a defense grid supercomputer. Okay, sounds good. And good to go. We need a few defense platforms in the Light's End station, so we'll get those queued on up. Okay. This station here needs a bunch of defense platforms. These are so cheap. 344 alloys. I love it. Our Chancellor is helping out a lot with that, in fact. Okay. So now we're lacking the alloys. That's fine. We're going to hop in over here. We should have this maxed out now. Yes, indeed. So we're going to head in and see how we do with the psionic entity here. Oh, this is fine. This is completely fine. With the destruction of the malevolent psionic entity that had been sealed in the Hasela system, our science vessels should be able to safely explore this unique section of space, devoid of hyperlanes. Excellent. So did we take any losses? No, we did not. Beautiful. So we're going to come in and survey that system. We can jump drive to Rastaban. That will cost a lot of influence. Hypothetically, how much would this cost here? Well, we have to survey it first, of course. That's fine. So this construction ship over here, we're going to go ahead and build this one. That will cost 105 influence. So that's completely fine. Completely and totally fine. We don't have a ton of alloys on hand right now. Once we're done building this, we'll of course build these. I do want to come grab these 2 minerals over here. They've been bothering me, just leaving them on the map. I would like to grab some of this trade over here too, but for right now, that's not really a huge issue. I think we're going to leave this anomaly be for now. And agriculture districts will be fine. And the reason we're leaving this anomaly alone for the moment is because I want to finish the I want to finish the survey first, and then we'll come over here and run the anomaly, because that's going to take like 600 days, and I want to have options, is what I'm saying. Options are good. Okay, so we're building a hangar bay here. Yes, that is completely fine. We've got a lot of bastions that need work still. There's no doubt about that. These need a whole lot of work. We do have additional alloys to spend, so that's something that we can work on. Of course, the ion cannons take a long time to build. There's no doubt about that, but like I said, we're not really going to wait on all of the defensive platforms. Instead, what we're going to be doing is queuing them up. And then we're going to pull the trigger when we're ready, which is not quite yet. But it will be soon. So this will be a star fortress here. Yeah, that's completely fine. Kinetic weapon damage coming up, and let's go for... all of these are the same, so let's go for armor. That'll be fine. Beautiful. So this survey will be complete shortly, right? We've still got a number of surveys to do over here. That's fine. Kinetic weapon... wait, didn't I just choose armor? Yes. I'm a moron. I had already clicked on that. Perfect. So we can come over here, and this should only be like 1 jump away, so that shouldn't be too expensive in terms of influence, in theory. Both of these construction ships are chilling. So this one for now needs to build mining and research stations. We're of course in a lag frame right now, but that's fine. And then we'll come out here and build a mining station. Cool. Now, our fleets are 163k. That's pretty strong. It's not necessarily, like, overwhelmingly powerful. Although, it would win against all of these fleets combined. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't. There is one 100k fleet in there that I didn't see until just now. So, that's okay. Cool, so that's underway. That'll keep this construction ship busy for a while. Once it's done with that... ah, they cleared this out. Okay, so once it's done with that, it can head up to Raltree. Cool.
What have we here?
There's movement in the upper atmosphere of Hasela 3A, as though a ship was gliding hurriedly through the clouds. We'll go ahead and research that one, because that's only 100 days. That'll be fine. Excellent. Let's check in on... let's see, this is changing over to a bastion. It's not there yet. No. This is a better anchorage. We're improving the anchorage here. This is not becoming a bastion at all. That's completely fine, and we're going to head up to our bastions here. Just see if there's any that require any investment. Not, I think, currently. Okay. Sounds good. We could put in a pair of ion cannons here, and that is pretty important to make sure that these are constructing, because they're pretty long-term constructions. So that's completely fine.
Intellectual booty.
And we just got ourselves a big ol' lag frame. Okay. We can't do anything at this moment. We'll get there. There we go. Transgenic crops finishing up, and we're going to go for army health next, I think. Okay, so where were we? We got Roskin, we got Theglin, we got Dim. Yes, we were here. So we need to wait for this month tick to be able to get another Monarch of Fire class ion cannon. Which is fine. We're going to get these queued up as soon as we can. We are capped on energy credits right now, so I'm going to actually buy in as many alloys as we can afford for the moment. We're going to sell off our minerals, which we're capped on, and our consumer goods, which we're capped on. And we're currently capped on energy credits, so we'll buy in additional alloys. Cool. And then we're also capped on rare crystals, so let's sell off some of those as well. I mean, we can sell a lot of those. We'll go down to like 5k. There we go. And then we'll buy in additional alloys. Cool. And then we're, of course, going to use that to queue up Monarch of Fire class ion cannons. Let's see. Brazoon already has them. Do we not need them? We actually already dealt with the amoeba here, I think. We could dissect it. Do it. Okay, so now there's a space amoeba dissection, and we need a fleet with at least, a certain amount of fleet power in orbit. So I think we have to come over here. At least 90 fleet power. I mean, we've got that. That's for sure. We could track that on the map. It appears to have disappeared. Okay, I think we finished it. We already killed the juvenile accidentally. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. We just accidentally killed the juvenile. Well, that's not necessarily ideal, but it's fine, I guess. We, of course, need to be a citadel before we can queue up Monarch of Fire class defense platforms. So that's completely fine. We don't have this queued up to be a citadel just yet. So that is definitely something that we want to do. Okay. Any others that we can queue up upgrades? No. So we're just going to go to the top then. And we completed this survey. How much is this going to cost? Only 10 more? Go ahead and head there. Cool. Okay, so we'll go to the top. And we are, of course, going to just go through these and queue up any defense platforms that we might need. Wait, do we have Monarch of Fire class here? Yes, we do. Okay, that's fine. We're in a lag frame right now, so we'll just queue up as many of these as we possibly can, and that's all of them. There we go. And then we need just regular old defense platforms over here. Beautiful. And with that, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're hopefully actually going to wrap up the colonization over this way. We'll see if that ends up happening next episode. We're definitely getting more ready for this war. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting very close. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.